Hello horror fans and welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos, that eldritch place where all ley lines converge into a picturesque pentagram of demonological dissemination. And guess what? We're at it again. What's going on guys? As per usual, I'll be your spirit guide Jack Finch as we peer back over to the Goetic Grimoires and dive back into the Lesser Key of Solomon and take a look at the top 5 scary demons you should never summon. Part 2. Well, you can't say we didn't warn you. Roll the clip.
The stars, hail, O deathless one.
Now again, as with the first part to this video, slight disclaimer, demonology is not to be trifled with and we're in no way encouraging you to go ahead and summon some demons because that's never a good idea. Before we jump on into that though, you know the drill by now. If you're a fan of this video, demonology, demon hunting or just top 5 scary videos, then go ahead and hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe bell so you can stay up to date with our most horrifying uploads. Kicking off at number 5, Andrus. A lot of you guys were pretty vocal about him making this list, so here he is, and I'm on board with your insistence because this guy is as vile as they come. In demonology, Andrus is an incredibly unpleasant demon whose only directive was to hunt and kill mankind, aided by his henchman Flauros. As the demonic Goetia goes, the demonic Andrus was a grand marquis of hell that appeared with a winged angel's body and the head of an owl or sometimes a raven. It rides upon a strong black wolf and wields a sharp flaming sword. His main responsibility is to sow discord amongst humanity, teaching those who he favours to kill their enemies, their masters and their servants. It is thought that he was often summoned by military leaders who would use his abilities to incite wars that would last for decades, resulting in a new definition for people, the planet and the political landscape. Interesting. Next up at number 4, Valak. And no, not the nun. Well, kind of the nun, but yeah, not the nun. This guy is starting to get some real traction in popular culture, which, well, is kind of worrying. In the Lesser Key of Solomon, Valak is listed as the 62nd demon of hell, but is often attributed as a grand president of the demonic depths or the city of jewels in several Sumerian texts, who thusly relies on his guile and manipulation of others. He is known as the Marquis of Snake, often attributed with the power to locate, summon and control any serpent at will. Valak is often attributed to having the power of finding treasures, or in other terms, the power of divination and demonic insight, which he often uses as a means to discern his victims' true desires and tempt them with it. In the Dictionnaire Infernal, written by Colin de Placey and first published in 1880, Valak is depicted as a small cherub-like child with wings riding atop a two-headed dragon, which is an accurate representation of how he uses the appearance of guile and deceit to manipulate his enemies. Next up at number 3, the Botchlink, which technically is a blanket term, but it kind of rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Whether you call it the Porinish or the Drekavac, this malicious demon from Slavic mythology is something that you should just totally avoid altogether. In Slavic folklore, these demons were believed to come into existence from stillborn fetuses, but also from improperly buried remains of children that had died during infancy. If you've played The Witcher 3, then you'll know what we're getting at. Not dissimilar to the Myling of Scandinavian folklore, these creatures are considered to be extremely powerful demons due to the innate potential energy caught up in an unrealized life, and their particularly tragic entry into our world. Still, there's hope because, as Slavic mythology tells us, if a Botchling is buried beneath the threshold of a house, then instead it would turn into a klobuk, a protective house spirit, and then everyone's a winner. Coming in at number 2, Zeminiar. Sometimes you have to save the best for a special occasion, which is why there is pretty much next to nothing known about the demon of the name Zeminiar, and that's for a good reason. Zeminiar is one of the 4 principal kings of hell as aligned in the Ars Goetia, the evidential playbook for the who's who in the demonic realm. As demonology scriptures explain, Zeminiar, alongside his 3 other kings, Amaimon, Corson and Garp, were all supposedly constrained by King Solomon and outlined in his Lesser Key. It is thoroughly noted that Zeminiar should not be conjured under any circumstances, with the sole exception of an end of days occasion. Zeminiar is the king of the north, and with him he brings death and destruction, and alongside his kingly brothers they are often considered to be an allegory of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, which is never a good sign. And finally, at our number 1 spot of scary demons you should never summon, Abaddon. And boy is this a big bad baddie. In the Hebrew Bible, the word Abaddon is a biblical term which literally translates to place of destruction, and literally speaking is a fiery plane in the realm of the dead known as Gehenna. However, in the later teaching of Revelation, Abaddon is often referred to as a being that had become one with the abyss and personified it as the angel of the abyss. In Greek, the equivalent for Abaddon is Apollyon, which literally translates to the destroyer, which is exactly what he is. In demonology, it is often cited that even a demon as powerful as Satan openly admitted that he wishes to avoid a confrontation with Abaddon. Yeah, he's pretty super serious. He's often depicted as a large human-sized locust, or in fewer cases an entire swarm of locusts that carry highly infectious diseases. Abaddon is said to be the plague of locusts called upon during the 10 plagues of Egypt and responsible for causing many atrocities in biblical times. In all seriousness, Abaddon is a complete enigma. At times he's often depicted as an angel of judgment, and both heaven and hell claim him as an ally, other times as an enemy. In most texts that speak of him, Abaddon is amongst the most feared of supernatural beings, having both angels, demons and corporeal beings fearing his very name alone. So yeah, don't summon him, guys. Well, unfortunately folks, that's all we've got time for in today's video. Let us know if you've enjoyed this series and speak your mind in the comment box down below. If you'd like to continue with your demonology binge, then feel free to hit that playlist floating shortly above. As always folks, I've been your host Jack Finch. You've been watching Top 5 Scary Videos, and until next time, you take it easy.